This is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous good-looking friends. Real quick video here. This article came out by Alison Boshoff. Now, she was the one who did that article when Harry and Meghan went to Australia, and I told you that the palace was positioning Harry and Meghan to come back, and that tour that they did was representing, they say on the surface they were there for, their private interests, but really they were doing that for the UK government. Anyhow, she's back again, and it's likely that she worked with the palace for this one. Here is a Daily Mail exclusive. Revealed. Harry and Meghan's new Megxit deal. Alison Boshoff reveals what the Sussexes have agreed to ahead of their return to the UK and why it will finally see the king reunited with his beloved grandchildren. As is often the way with any long-running family drama, outright exasperation has passed, leaving behind an air of wary anticipation. Reaction to the news last week that Prince Harry, Meghan, and their children Archie and little Betty are planning to visit Britain next month. Their first trip here in 4 years was, in certain royal circles, less than wholly positive. As was revealed in these pages, many thought the visit, which is to include a meeting with the king, felt like emotional blackmail of a father by his son. Sources also pointedly added that the issues over security that kept Harry out of the country for years remained unresolved. Before all the talk, what no one seemed to be able to pinpoint last week was what Harry and Meghan would be doing here beyond launching the run-up to next year's Invictus Games, where they might stay, who they might see, and whether they would bring a photographer or camera crew along with them. In short, what is the Sussexes' broader strategic aim? What do they want to achieve? Those questions can now largely be answered, and they reveal the seeds of a post-Megxit future, which, if it comes to fruition, could be of historic, personal, and institutional significance for the royal family. For, as a source close to Harry revealed to me, the visit is nothing less than Step 1 in Operation Reconciliation, a carefully thought-through plan to heal the wounds between Harry and his family. The prince is seemingly determined to ensure he and his wife delicately tiptoe through their visit here. He is, frankly, desperate not to ignite the embers of the bonfire of bad feeling that has roiled between him and the royals. He's even hoping, I'm told, to have Meghan and Archie 7 and little Betty 5 meet brother William plus Kate and their children. And there it is, folks. That's the seed. Wait for it. I told you. When they get over there, we're going to hear little seeds being planted that they met each other. Told you how this was going to go. First and foremost, though, Harry is aiming for a complete reset of his relationship with his father, with friends saying it is likely a stay is being planned for the Sussexes at Sandringham. The visit will be strictly private. No cameras, no subsequent Instagram posts, no revelations and interviews afterwards. A source close to Harry told me Charles has let him know that he is really looking forward to seeing his grandchildren. Harry is looking forward to the visit and to building bridges. That is what everyone wants. It was decided months ago that he would be coming with the children and with Meghan as well. Now, this next part will start to get your blood pressure rising, so please, deep breaths. A friend of Harry said the conversation started in January. Harry said that he wanted to come over with Meghan and the kids for Invictus and proposed that the palace could support them. The view was that he would have to ensure that all of the family part of the visit remained private. He agreed to that in a heartbeat. The way he has conducted himself since then has led to confidence in this new version of Harry. He has changed a lot since Megxit. He has grown up. This trip it seems, has been made possible because there has been some apparent movement in the terms of the so-called 2020 Sandringham Agreement, in which the late Queen was adamant that the Sussexes could not be half in and half out. It meant that if they wanted to earn money from commercial interests, they could not be working royals. This enraged the couple, who left the country seething and protesting that they still intended to live a life of service. Now, this next part is a total slap in the face to not only UK citizens, but also America. It says here, a source close to Harry said he and Meghan were hurt by how the family reacted. Oh, pooh. They felt that the reaction when they came to them with a proposal for a new way of working was, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Waves of damaging scandal followed as they repeatedly told and sold their story to raise funds, first to Oprah Winfrey, then in the Netflix series Harry and Meghan, and following that in Harry's memoir Spare. So now we're spinning this story of, oh, they had to find work and were desperate. No, I'm not buying this for a second. Now, this is the part that really hits you. Now, according to friends of Harry, a new idea has taken hold, which will see he and Meghan free to flog jam and make speeches for cash when they are in America, but treated as cherished members of the royal family when in the UK. The price for that is an assurance that there won't be any commercial activity when over here. At least, that's the new deal as Harry sees it, and he is keen to keep the terms when he arrives on July 6. A source close to the prince said, Harry is determined to play this one with a straight bat, by which I mean that there will be no commercial activity around this visit. That goes for him and Meghan. The source adds that Harry believes the royal family stance on commercial activity has shifted considerably, not over everything, but there is recognition in senior circles of the court that activities in the UK and the US are different. So essentially, what they're telling us here is if this agreement comes to fruition and Harry is allowed to be here in the United States, his so-called commercial work, being involved with meddling to push legislation, is going to continue if we do not raise our voices. You see what's happening here? There is some acceptance that in the UK he can act as a semi-working royal as long as there is nothing commercial going on here. In the US, he is a gun for hire and can take the money. In the UK, he will not. Apparently, Harry doesn't think that it completely undoes the terms of Megxit, but he is optimistic that it might allow him and his family to move beyond the outcome of the Sandringham Summit, which has sown only toxicity. His supporters argue there is precedent for the UK-US divide and that royals have always been allowed to make money in the US. This more nuanced position seems to have been made possible via gentle diplomacy by some of the king's advisors. Harry's supporters point out that former diplomat Theo Rycroft, deputy of the king's private secretary, Sir Clive Alderton, is more amenable to making peace than Alderton and other advisors. Harry's friend reveals there is much closer cohesion between their teams. This is a well-planned visit, which is a result of that improved working relationship. With this in mind, then, what can we look forward to from this low-key private family visit? Harry last saw the king, who is still receiving treatment for cancer, in a meeting last September, which lasted under an hour. The encounter before that was 19 months previously. It is thought that little Betty, born in California, has only met the king once on the Sussex's trip to the UK around the Platinum Jubilee in 2022. On that occasion, Harry and Meghan released a picture of their daughter enjoying her first birthday at Frogmore Cottage. It caused outrage. The source said it was so far from where the royal family wanted to be, seeing family moments seemingly commercialized and thinking they might turn up on Netflix. Early July will see Harry and Meghan launch the countdown to the 2027 Invictus Games in Birmingham as a couple. I'm told the public part of this trip will be about Invictus. The kids will not be a part of that. The children are coming to see their grandfather. It is a low-key family visit, the launch as the one exception. As for Meghan, she remains a deeply divisive figure both in the family and the country. The source said there's some nervousness from Meghan about how she might be received. They understand the British people feel as if she has turned Harry away from them, and there was natural disappointment in how things have played out. But there are hopes of breaking the ice here. As on all his trips to the UK, Harry's been offered accommodation in a royal residence. On this occasion, I am told he intends to take the offer up, even though the question of security remains unclear. Harry and Meghan lost their automatic right to taxpayer-funded security after they moved overseas. He took legal action against the Home Office, which he lost in May last year. Some news, which will have some of Charles's court spluttering, in that there will be cameras in tow as the Invictus activities are being recorded by a film crew. As for Prince William, described by Harry as his arch-nemesis, he is widely reported to be entirely unwilling to forgive his brother. Yeah, that's what they say now. The Daily Mail's diary editor, Richard Eden, who broke the story of Project Thaw, the existence of a group of senior establishment figures aiming to warm up the family and the public for some kind of return by Harry, was categorical this week that the relationship between the brothers is still in deep freeze. Oh, I bet they're thawing. I bet it's thawing. William made clear some time ago that he didn't want anything to do with his brother, a friend of William and Catherine told him. Harry's friend, however, says that there is a WhatsApp group via which Prince Harry shares family news and pictures with the wider royal family. This friend also makes the extraordinary claim that Harry has hopes of meeting with William and his family. The feeling among his friends is that Harry is likely to stay in Sandringham and that there will be a number of informal meetings with the wider family. And yes, that will include William. What have I been telling everybody? I've called this every step of the way of what was going to happen here. To close out this article, it says they do not hate each other, as has been reported. Are they tired of each other's attitudes to this situation? Yes. Are they wary of how the other will act? Again, yes. But there is a lot of hope that there might be a civil meeting in a few weeks. Ding, ding, ding. Many years have passed and everyone is older. He adds, their wives may have to grit their teeth. Clearly, you all are seeing what they did to us. They completely lied to the world. Not just Harry and Meghan, but the entire establishment. And right now, if this goes down and we start seeing, William starting to warm up and, taking baby steps, it's going to be a long road ahead to reconcile and rebuild that trust. But, they're on the right path. Wait for those narratives to start coming out. The whole entire time, they're behind the scenes laughing at all of us. Look, I'm all for the peace and reconciliation, but when there's no acknowledgement of the harm or bad behavior and acting as if they didn't do anything wrong, I'm sorry, but I can't be empathetic here. I can't get into the pulling of the heartstrings this time around because we have been jerked around so many times that I'm fed up. I'm fed up. And if this does go down the way that I'm telling everybody it goes down this way, I'm done with the monarchy. And that means every one of them is fair game to criticize. Everyone, including William and Catherine. And I'll go hard. You guys know I will go hard because clearly they played us all for fools and we lapped it up. We lapped it all up. I mean, at least now many of you have woken up and have seen the corruption. You've seen how we've been lied to, and they continue to keep lying to us. So, the last thing that I want to say here before I go is that if this goes down the way that I have been saying it's going to go down, truly, like I would like just once for me to be wrong. If it goes down the way that I'm telling everybody it's going to go down, because it looks like it's going to go down this way, it just goes to show you that the royal family gives zero shits for its subjects. Look at how they allowed that woman to sow so much chaos, not only in the UK, but also in the United States, and doing it on race. Look at the two-tiered system now in the UK. I blame Meghan Markle for bringing that Marxist DEI bullshit over to the UK and infecting the country the last 10 years to now where we're seeing that people like Henry Nowak can't say that he's been stabbed because nobody's going to believe him. They're going to believe the person who cried racism because the British don't want to be called racist. Like, y'all need to get your act together and decide, do you want to be a serious society, or are you like seriously going to allow these globalists to enslave all of you? Because that is what's going on here. These people don't care. And the way that this is being positioned, it sounds like Harry is going to be protected by the crown just in time for files to be released when Harry is over in the UK. Think about that. As I said, when we talked about the status report and how weird it was that they couldn't release these files, my guess is that all of this is being timed to not embarrass the crown. I think that's what this all boils down to. I think they are aligning his visit in the UK so he's protected and nothing's going to happen to him. Now, I hope I am wrong on this. I really do. But my gut instinct tells me now that this is going exactly the way that, it's going to go to protect this guy and to protect the institution, as well as, protect the future of the monarchy. Because when you really think about what Harry and Meghan did here, if indeed Harry was over here covertly representing the crown or doing work on behalf of the UK government, this would be like the ultimate crisis. So I think from both ends, America and the UK, they're trying to keep this sort of at bay, and Harry's going to go back home with his tail between its legs. And, for Meghan, Meghan's just going to have to suck it up and go on back. So from what it sounds like, it looks like Harry's going to be able to continue to keep meddling here unless someone here in the United States puts their foot down. And it's going to be under the guise of commercial endeavors. Okay. Man, I really wish that Congress would call this guy in and question him about January 6th. But now it sounds like if he's going to be able to go back to the UK whenever he wants, and we'll have this status of being part of the royal family, because that's exactly what it's sounding like, he's going to have that immunity and he's not going to be able to be touched. I don't know, something needs to be done, truly. I mean, I'm one voice. I will continue to keep speaking out and reminding the world what this guy did, because he is determined to take away our rights. He really is. With all of this advocacy work doing to protect the kids, when we all know that this is about destroying the rights that God gave us. You can't get any more evil than that. Anyway, I've had enough. I'm going to bed, but let me know what you think. Do you see what I'm talking about here? Leave your thoughts below. As always, I will be back with more content, but until then, please be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
It was such a fraud.